What's going on, guys? Back again, and I told you guys that this build would start going. We would start getting ready. But I ran into an issue, and Hyphonics decided to make a new line of amplifiers. It's not a new line; it's the Hyphonics Brutus. They had the 1200.1D. That's what I have. I have one of those in my car. They decided to stop making those. They discontinued them, and you cannot buy them anymore. So I have to get rid of that. And what I did was I went with Audiopipe. I'm sure you guys have heard of the 1500.1D. People have talked about it doing rated. Honestly, I'm skeptical, and it looks like a piece of plastic junk online, that amp. But I'll tell you what, when it got here, I mean, this thing, it was honestly like, I was skeptical, like I said. Look at this picture. It looks like a piece of plastic junk on the picture. Like, that's what I seen online, But, honestly, guys, I already opened it up. Here's the bass knob. I don't use that, so that's just gonna sit in the box until if it gets sold ever. This thing it's real little. I didn't expect it to be this little. I mean, like, here's my hand. Okay, I have a pretty big hand, but it's almost as big as the amplifier. I mean, it's not plastic. This thing weighs like 11 pounds, I think, which is a lot for how big it is. I think my Hyphonics amp from this corner would probably come out to about here, and then from here it would probably come down about here. So much smaller than my Hyphonics amplifier. The new circuitry on these, they can do 16 volts. As you see there, AP 1501D Audiopipe. I think this lights up blue. I don't know. Not really worried, but this was the piece. It I was like, this thing's a plastic junk. Honestly, guys, if you're looking for a cheap amplifier, I think I bought this for $145 on Amazon. Came from VM Innovations. I don't really care where it came from. It's brand new. 1 ohm. It does 1 ohm. Does I think it got clamped at like 1190 at 1 ohm or something like that. Big D Wiz did a video on this from Old School Car Stereo. Old school. That guy's funny as hell. But yeah, 1 ohm. You know how they do the new terminals. Basically, yeah, it is a mono amplifier. It's not a 2-channel, it's mono. But they do this just to make wiring easier. Okay. So basically, you're just gonna use this and this right here. And 4-gauge inputs. Really though, the only thing I dislike about this amp, I was gonna go with the Audiopipe Mini 1500.1D, but it doesn't do as much power. And there's actually been clamp test videos proving that the Mini doesn't do as much power. 4-gauge, but I don't like how they got the 45-degree terminals, because it's hard to get your wire up in there when literally, right here is where the seat's gonna be, so it's kind of hard to get your wire up in there. It's a pain. The Hyphonics amp is the same way. The Mini doesn't do that, but the Mini doesn't do as much power either. So looking at the amp, you got some heating or some vents right here, as you can see up in there. So there's that. You got some vents, cooling vents, which is good, because I heard this amp doesn't even get warm. Like my Hyphonics amp, I run that at 1 ohm. It doesn't even get warm. So this is a little amp, just a little baby amp, but it's supposed to do a lot of power. So here's the other side. So this is what I'm going to get 3 of, this amp. It's going to be cheap. Shouldn't cost me too much, which is awesome. Again, we got the power protect LED here. Okay, just telling you the amp's on. You got your remote, which is for your bass knob right here, no big deal. Input and output. I wouldn't use output, because when you use output, because you have multiple amps, what it does is it cuts your voltage pretty much in half when you use the amps. So I would just get a Y splitter for your RCAs. You got your gain, your low pass, your subsonic filter. I usually set that around 30. It's hard to tell with these amps because you can't really tell. Yeah, you need that SMD tool. Bass boost. I don't even use bass boost. This is the frequency that you want it to boost the bass at, which is pretty cool that you can control that nowadays. I don't think you could ever do that before. You know, it's not too new, but it's you know, it's not old. So your bass boost, and again the venting, really nice. It is. I'm really surprised with this amplifier, guys. So again, if you're looking for some cheap power, I'm gonna be installing it. Today is, well, it's technically Sunday. It's Sunday and I got work in a couple hours. Sucks, but wow. I mean, this amp, for as little as it is, I mean, it's, you know, it's heavy. It's a little heavy guy, but yeah. Show you, you know, it just comes with the whatever manual. This is what I was kind of surprised at. Check out this damn thing. Look at the fuse holder. It's as big as the amp. Fuse holder's huge. It comes with a 100 amp fuse. I'm not gonna use this right away. I'm gonna just not gonna use it until I get all 3 amps, because I want this. It should look sexy because I'm gonna have all 3 of these fuse holders by each other showing, so it should look nice. It's a big fuse holder. I mean, it's a big fuse holder. I was kind of surprised when I seen that. I was like, what the fuck? It's almost as long as the amp. It's bigger. So yeah, like I said, guys, it's a nice amp. Here's the bass knob. Really, it's actually a nice bass knob. It's not a little cheap flimsy like the Pack LC1. Those are, I had one of those that broke. This thing actually feels heavy. It's a nice bass knob, you know. Just trying to show you guys that this, I was really surprised with this amp with the Audiopipe. You know, I'm not a big brand nut hugger or anything, but all I'm trying to say is I didn't have too much faith in it. But now that I've actually got to feel it, it's a nice amp. I don't like that they used Phillips screws for the terminals. I do like when they use Allen keys. It just feels like you can get the screws more tighter, and I don't know. I feel like Phillips, they strip out after a while, and it's just, I don't like it. So anyways, that's my little input on this amplifier. Like I said, I mean, hell, for 150 bucks you really can't go wrong. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. All of this is pretty much venting, which is really good. I don't know who they took this idea from, Audiopipe. They like to steal ideas, but it's nice as hell. So get yourself one. And I'm gonna be selling the Hyphonics amp. I want to get 130 from it, 130 bucks. I think I paid 151, so it's like, I don't want to lose too much on it. You know, it's a brand new amplifier, and I took care of it. You know, I take care of a lot of my stuff. So if any of you are looking for BRZ 1200.1D, hit me up. Right? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.